check. Right, so here we are in the car. We can see there's the interior light, and the first thing we're going to do is make sure it lights up. If it lights up, we know that there's power going to that unit here and it's grounded into the frame. But usually for the interior light, the ground goes down and into the door switches panel. You know, the door switches, those little things that's, you know, hidden away, but then the wire falls off and then you can't get to it. But if we turn this on, we know there's power getting to that light, so that's good. And it's getting its ground through the roof. But if we turn it on to normal, it's not working. All right, it should be working because we've got 3 doors open and nothing's firing it up. So what could it be? I don't know. Let's try the switches first. Right, so what we're going to have a look at now is the switch here on this door. To see if the switch is clean and good, and what the continuity is to go to your dash. So we're going to take it out with a Phillips screwdriver. It might not even be wired up, you know. I've seen that so many times, wires come off. Let's have a look. Now tease it out because, there you go. And then take it off the, God, you need a pair of needle nose pliers because I don't want to break that. Pair of little needle nose pliers. Get hold of the wire and pull it out if you can. That is tight. Now, you can see here, this piece here touches the frame inside. That makes you ground through the connection here. You see there? So there's a connection there, it's all rusty. So the idea how it works, you can see there's corrosion on there. When your door's shut, this switch is opened, and you can see there's some little tiny angles on here. They're somehow hitting here to make a connection. So then that means that this is grounded, so now the wire goes down here to ground and puts your light on. But let's get a multimeter and check to see if that works. So we've set the multimeter so it generates a tone. We're going to put this on one end of the wire and this onto here, and it should ring. Ooh, it doesn't. Listen, it's trying, isn't it? But there's no connection. So what we're going to do with this to try and save it is put it through the wet bead blaster and clean all the contacts in here and make sure, again, we'll test it and make sure it works. So it could be something really simple. Right then, this is the switch, the same switch after going through the wet bead blaster, and you can see how clean all those contacts are. So you can see now quite clearly at the back of here there's a ring which is connected to that strap there, which is actually this piece here. Now before we test it, I want to show you something interesting because this can really screw you up. All Defender ones are generally small switches like this, but Discos and things like that add longer switches in. Don't mix them up. Don't put these long ones in because this tab can hit the door pillar at the back and you get all sorts of problems. So those, kaput. Now let's check this and see if it works. Oh, isn't this exciting for a Sunday morning? I tell you. Right, where are we now? So there's our connector. Again, we'll put it onto here, and then we're going to put it onto here. Ta-da! Now if I open it, there's the door open. When the door shuts, it pushes that there. That's just me messing about here. See? It really is something so simple, it's stupid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the whole car and take every single one of them out and clean them. And then we'll put a bit of crown rust proof in, drink up, and see if it works. Now wait a minute, I was just observing here that somebody's put a different connector on here. They've had problems before. That's not a Land Rover connector, and that's why I had a problem trying to get this out. So we'll put that on. Let's go around all the rest of the car and take all the switches out. Well, this is interesting. It's calling me a liar because this was for the back door, and it is the longer switch, but the trigger that goes on the door isn't there. It's a little bent piece of metal to trigger this off. That wasn't there, and also there was no wire on the back of it. This one was from this side door just behind the driver, and this one was for the passenger side. The one behind the passenger side, there wasn't even a switch on it, so we're kind of stuck really, aren't we? Anyway, let's have a test of these and see if they're working. Just let's test our ringer. Okay, that's on. Test this one. So we have got connection on that one, but it ain't looking too clever, is it? So we'll clean that one up. And this one, got connection on that one too. So we're going to clean them up. We might as well clean this one up and see what it looks like. I don't know. Yeah, there's a good example of one that's knackered. We'll see if we can make something out of these. So what are these switches like? Well, let's test this one. That's a good one. This little one here. And we'll open the switch so that's simulating the doors open. That's good. This back door one was a little bit funny, but it works. Somebody had painted it all, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because there wasn't even a wire on it. So let's go around and put those back on and see what happens. I'll just put this little insert in here because I had a good idea. I've been waffling on about using this tone generator, and I thought to myself, well, why didn't I put it onto this connector here to see why there's a break in the wire? Great stuff, so let's do it. But first of all, when I came down, this was like a bloody oven in here. The Eberspacher had switched itself on. So I've got to thinking that that's why the battery kept going flat, because the timer's set. Now I've connected it back up, the timer has gone on whilst I was upstairs, came down, Eberspacher's running. So that probably could account to why the battery was flat, because it's been switching itself on. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, more interesting things. What I've done is I've attached the ringer, the positive side, to the wire that goes onto the ground wire that should go to the interior light, correct? And the ground goes to the battery because it's just there. But what I'll do is I'm going to take the camera off the stand and we're going to look for where the break is. So there we are. There's our wire. Now it goes behind some steel here, quite a thick steel. Disappears a bit. Oh, there she goes. Up here. Up here. Then it comes out here. Right? Now, where does it go after that? Nothing there. I suspect it's not connected here, but at least we know that there's wire in this pillar. I'm not sure about the other side because there's no wire to trace it. There's nothing inside the pillar, but that's how you can trace a wire. Right, this is a bit of a trickster because with this 10AS alarm system in here, it's got a timer for the interior lights, and this one actually is linked front to back, you know, for the interior lights. So let me just bring this in a bit so you can see the interior light. I hope you can see that. Should be able to. Let's open the driver's door. There. Lights on. Wait. Keep waiting. Hold on. You got your key in your ignition. You got your sandwiches out. Pint of beer. News of the world. And then the light's gone off. So we know that this door one's working. Let's go to the opposite side and see if that's working. It's a good idea to have it on a timer. You know, get yourself organised. So that's gone out. Let me open this middle door. Ooh, nothing. Nothing on that one. The back door, well, that's a waste of time because it isn't even got a wire on it. And the other side, middle door, well, that hasn't got a switch on it. And no wire, I don't think. We know the front doors work, but the rest at the back don't work. It's generally down to wiring. There's no switch or wire in the opposite side, passenger side, B post. I couldn't see a wire. For the back door, which I would like to have had working, there's no wire, and all the trim clips, it's usually pushed on with a clip, they've been pop riveted on. So I don't want to make work for myself, and it wasn't part of the job description. I just want to find out where things are going to be shorts, you know, if there's short circuits or anything like that, and why is it draining the battery. As they said, I can't find anything wrong with it. So I guess we're stuck until that binnacle comes.